The talks on IMF third review are successfully concluded. The President invites public officials to work together with one goal to build a better nation. Farmer as well as the consumer will be given relief in the future. UNP headquarters Sirikota becomes intense. Ranjan Ramanayake appears before courts. Reen Fernando and Chandrakanthan appear before the CID. The stage is set for gigantic ABBA musical show. ABBA arrived in the island. Sri Lanka reveals as most popular solo travel destination for 2025. Search for treasure begins on court orders. Israel Prime Minister condemns the decision of the International Criminal Court. On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off with the top story. The discussions related to the third review of the International Monetary Fund program were successfully concluded today.
The IMF delegation arrived in Sri Lanka for the third review last Monday, and their mission will be concluded with a press conference tomorrow morning. The meeting, held at the Presidential Secretariat, was attended by a delegation representing the IMF led by Senior Mission Chief Peter Brewer. Representing the Sri Lankan government, the delegation was headed by Deputy Minister of Economic Development, Professor Anil Jayantha Fernando. Accordingly, the discussions pertaining to the third review between IMF and the government of Sri Lanka were discussed and successfully concluded.
And meanwhile, President Anura Kumara Dissanayake called upon all public officials to unite with a common purpose and work together to transform the motherland into a better nation. He made this statement today during his visit to the Ministry of Defence at the Defence Headquarters premises in Akureguda, where he assumed duties as the Defence Minister. Upon his arrival, the President was warmly welcomed by the staff of the Ministry of Defence. Later, the President held a meeting with the Tri-Forces and senior officials of the Ministry, where they discussed the ongoing and future initiatives of the Ministry. President Dissanayake stated that the DIV government is dedicated to promoting good governance and seeks supports to everyone for the nation's development program. The President highlighted that the power of the people remain just as strong irrespective of the Constitution and laws. He pointed out that the composition and outcome of the mandate given in the most recent presidential and general election reflect the people's expectations. The President affirmed that this government, as a political authority, has no other objective than to provide political leadership necessary to meet the expectations of the people. He also emphasized that the support of public officials is crucial to making these goals a reality.
Professor Gomika Udugamasurya of the Houston University and MD Anderson Cancer Research Institute in USA has been appointed as the Senior Advisor to President on Science and Technology. The relevant appointment letter was presented to Professor Udugamasurya by the President's Secretary, Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumanayaka, at the President's office. Professor Udugamasurya was an old boy of the Colombo D.S. Nanaika College and Science Specialized Degree on Chemistry in the Colombo University. He earned his PhD at the Michigan Wayne State University in the USA and the postdoctoral research from Texas Southwestern Medical Center. It is significant that Gomika Udugamasurya, who has claimed a number of patents, has joined as a President's Senior Advisor on Science and Technology for honorary service. A meeting between President's Secretary Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumanayaka and Japanese Ambassador Akio Isomata was held at the Presidential Secretariat this evening. The Japanese ambassador congratulates the new government headed by the President. The ambassador also expressed Japanese government's commendation for the government's program to create a waste and corruption-free country and for the economic advancement.
And meanwhile, the supplementary agreement of the project to grant 1,996 housing units from the Chinese government was signed today at the Ministry of Urban Development, Construction and Housing. Minister of Housing Dr. Anura Kumara Dissanayake and Chinese Ambassador Xu Zhenghong signed the agreement. The Chinese government has granted this housing project under financial grant of 552 million yuan with the aim of enhancing the life state of low-income families. 1,888 low-income families and 108 veteran artists will be provided with houses under this project. Officials of the Chinese embassy and many others were present at this occasion. Distribution of communication and technical equipment to officials of the National Integrity was held at the National Integrity Division office in Rajagiriya this morning under the patronage of US Ambassador Julie Chung and Minister Attorney at Law Harshita Danayakara. USAID grants financial support to the Ministry of Justice and National Integrity for this project. Minister of Buddhisasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs Professor Sanvi and Deputy Minister Anura Dissanayake today visited the Sri Dalada Maligava and worshipped the sacred tooth relic. Later, they met with the Mahanayaka of Malwata, Most Venerable Tibbatuwa Sri Sumangala Thera. The Mahanayaka Thera said that people supported this government with many expectations. The Thera therefore stressed that all the responsibilities that people should be committed to fulfill their aspirations. Minister of Buddhisasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs Professor Sanvi stated that we both thoroughly believe that the ministry is the most powerful, important and relevant to the daily life of the people. Therefore, promoting religious and cultural affairs under the theme of Rich Country, Beautiful Life is our responsibility. Deputy Minister Anura Dissanayake said that we saw that all the Muslim community in the north, south, east and west areas have voted for the NPP at the last election with much aspirations. They have rejected conventional politics and therefore we will fulfill their needs without breaching the trust that they have placed on us.
A discussion was held between the Minister of Health and Mass Media, Dr. Nalinda Jatissa, and representatives of health sector trade unions. They stressed the importance of taking decisions following collective discussions with all professionals of the health sector. They also focused attention on the problems of the health professionals and the short and long-term measures that should be taken to maintain a proper health service. It was also proposed to solve the existing problems mutually with the ministry. The representatives point out that collective efforts will need to properly uplift the health service. Representatives of the Government Medical Officers Association, All Island Medical Officers Union, Consultant Doctors Association, Government Dental Doctors Association, All Island Nursing Officers Union, Public Service Nurses Union and Government Nurses Association participated in this discussion.
Sri Lanka elected to the UN Commission on International Trade Law, and accordingly Sri Lanka was among the 31 members elected to the United Nations Commission on International Trade Law by the UN General Assembly recently. Sri Lanka contested for a seat from the Asia-Pacific group and secured 177 votes. This was the second highest number of votes within the group and second highest overall among the 31 members elected. Sri Lanka will serve a 6-year term commencing in January 2025. This commission is a core legal body in the field of international trade. Its mandate includes removing obstacles to trade and harmonizing trade laws.
Several ministers and deputy ministers assumed duties today. They said that they will be dedicating themselves for an efficient service for the people. Deputy Minister of Environment Anton Jayakodi assumed duties in the ministry today. Sundaralingam Pradeep, who has been appointed as the Deputy Minister of Plantation Industries, also assumed duties in his ministry. Chaturanga Abesinghe assumed duties as the Deputy Minister of Industries and Entrepreneurship. Attorney T.B. Sarath today assumed duty as the Deputy Minister of Housing. Namal Karunaratna also assumed duties as the Deputy Minister of Agriculture and Livestock in his ministry today. Sugat Tilakaratne today assumed duties as the Deputy Minister of Sports in the ministry. Deputy Minister Iranga Abesinghe today assumed duties in the Ministry of Youth Affairs. Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment Deputy Ministers also assumed their duties today. They are Deputy Minister Arun Hemachandra and Professor Ruwan Chaminda Ranasinghe. Deputy Minister Dr. Namal Sudarshana assumed duties in the Ministry of Women and Child Affairs today.
And meanwhile, the Minister of Agriculture, Livestock, Land and Irrigation, K.D. Lalkantha, says that special system will be arranged in future to safeguard both the farmer and the consumer. Stated that a special program has already been implemented to provide rice without any shortage during the festive season. Minister K.D. Lalkantha said that there is a shortage of Nadu variety in the market at present. It has also caused a price increase and our farmers have produced required amount of paddy during the last Yala season. However, the paddy harvest has not come to the market so far. Therefore, the government will definitely import about 70,000 metric tons of rice and the relevant two ministries will jointly prepare a cabinet paper in this connection. There is no problem with the large-scale mill owners. However, there is a shortage at the market. Therefore, the government is in the view that excessive rice stocks have been concealed by some parties and therefore to protect both the consumer and the farmer, the government arranged a suitable mechanism. There is an entity called Paddy Marketing Board. However, it has not maintained paddy stocks. They are now taking measures to prepare the required number of paddy shortages. Cultivation of the Maha season have commenced now. The government expects to cultivate and stock a considerable amount of paddy to solve this problem, and we will never allow the middlemen to exploit both the farmers and the consumers.
A chaotic situation arose in front of the Sirikota party headquarters due to an attack on a group who came to hand over a message. They came to the Sirikota party headquarters today to hand over a proposal to the former President Ranil Wickremesinghe in order to resurrect at the party by an organization called the Core of the UNP. The message could not be handed over since the former president was abroad. He alleged that the alleged persons is said to be of Ravi Karnanayake, who came in a vehicle, attacked them when they were going out of the party headquarters. Parliamentarian Ravi Karnanayake said that the secretary of the New Democratic Party, Chamila Pereira, is attorney at law, and the memorandum of understanding points out how to carry out the duties of the national list. He added that it has been agreed to award the single member of parliament to a candidate named by New Democratic Party.
නම් කරන ලබන අපේක්ෂක ලබා දීමට එකඟ වේ. මට මේ අවස්ථාවේදී ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ ගැනත් මට පේනවා එතුමා ප්‍රාණ අපකරුවෙක් බවට දෙන්නේ තුන්දෙනේ පත් කළ තියෙනවා.
Meanwhile, views have been expressed regarding the national list parliament membership of Samagi Jana Balawegaya. Parliamentarian Ranjit Madhumapandara observed that they will be appointing the most suitable list and the best group at the opportune time. He pointed out that Mano Ganeshan made the request democratically. He also said that there are problems in certain political parties and a delay in such cases can be tolerated.
And meanwhile, former State Minister Shivanesh Durai Chandrakanthan alias Pillayan says that he is not responsible for the allegations levelled against him by the Channel 4 video program over the Easter Sunday attack. He made these comments to media when he came to the CID to make a statement in this connection. He was called up to the CID since his name was mentioned in the Channel 4 video program telecast over the Easter Sunday attack. Former State Minister Shivanesh Durai Chandrakanthan said that he also no links the Easter Sunday attacks. Although his name was mentioned in the Channel 4 video, he said he is innocent.
බොරුනේ බොරු චෝදනා කරේ. මම දන්නවා බොරු කියන්නේ. ඒක ඔයාට ඔයා වගේ ඉන්න කට්ටියට කතා කරන්න බෑනේ. ඒක මේ ඩවුට් එකේ ආනවලු. ඒක උත්තර දෙනවා. ඉතරයි.
Former Minister Harin Fernando also called up to the CID today to record a statement regarding the import of medicines during the past regime. Former Minister Harin Fernando said that the Cabinet of Ministers cannot be held responsible in this case. Ranjan Ramanayake today appeared before the Gangodevilla Magistrate Court to give a statement with regard to 3 cases. Wife of the former State Minister Lohan Ratwatha has been remanded until the 2nd of next month. She was produced before the Gangodevilla Magistrate Court today and she was taken into custody over an incident of finding a luxury motor vehicle without number plates.
It has been reported that a large number of official residences in Ampara district are being destroyed due to not maintaining them properly. Ampara provincial correspondent Chandana Lianarachi reports in this regard. Maximum number of government official residences have been established in Ampara district, being Ampara city as the centre. In Ampara city, which was then established as a new city by the Galoya Development Board, official residences constructed separately for various institutions can be seen. According to our correspondent, Ampara Hardy Higher Technical Institute comprises of about 40 official residences and about 25 out of them are being dilapidated by now. The concerned residences were repaired, spending about 250 million rupees in 2013 under the Data Kirula project. By now, these residences are being in dilapidated condition. An irrigation official residence in Ampara and an official residence belonging to the Postal Department have not been properly maintained since 10 years and they too are dilapidating. 3 official residences which belong to the Food Department can be seen abandoned without being used properly. By now, certain officials are living in rented houses since they were unable to get official residence. It would be constructive if these official residences could be repaired as soon as possible to be used again.
And the world-famous ABBA music group that created a revolution in the group music arrived in the island today.
In the meantime, all have been finalized for the gigantic musical show and they would be performing in Sri Lanka. The ABBA concert will be held at the Paradise Beach area in Mount Lavinia tomorrow night.
With arrival from Sweden, the music of ABBA, bringing you closer than ever to ABBA's magic. With special
ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation is the main sponsor for the show. ABBA music group have been highly popular in the world for over a period of 5 decades. 2 permanent members of the ABBA group also participated in this tour. ChannelEye music fans will have the opportunity to enjoy live many original songs sung by ABBA music group at this show, and SLRC invites millions of music fans to visit the Paradise coastal area at the Mount Lavinia hotel premises tomorrow night to enjoy this rare opportunity.
Tickets on mytickets.lk. Don't miss the night of a life.
Hi, I'm Veronica Eriksson, and this is our first time in Sri Lanka, so we're really excited to be here.
My name is Tove Lind McKeever, and I'm one of the lead singers in Arrival from Sweden, the music of ABBA, and we really hope you are going to enjoy our show. Sri Lanka!
Get ready, Sri Lanka. Mount Lavinia Hotel is proud to present.
Moving on to more news, Sri Lanka has been named as the most suitable country in an international rating for solo tourists in the world.
And Sri Lanka received the top most place in a flashback rating conducted by a British tourist company. Flashback Company of Britain operates as an institution which provides facilities for solo tourists. Adventure tours are being organized by this organization. According to the latest ratings of this company, Sri Lanka remains the #1 tourist destination. Flashback reports includes much information about the beauty of Sri Lanka. It has also been named as the most suitable country for the year 2025. And according to the report, Japan has occupied the 2nd place and Finland is the 3rd country. According to the classification, Sri Lanka was previously in the 4th position and it has been able to reach the 1st spot during a single year.
In the meantime, a program to issue debit cards free of charge was held at the Valimara Divisional Secretariat yesterday. And this debit card can be used by the Aswasama beneficiaries to get their monthly allowance without any inconvenience. The debit card was issued under the program to make the services of public institutions more efficient in the move to create digital economy in the country. This has been organised by the Valimada Bank of Ceylon branch. The debit card was given free of charge for the Aswasuma beneficiaries. Through this debit card, Aswasuma beneficiaries can withdraw their money from ATM machines at any time without waiting in queues at the bank. Valimada Divisional Secretary Suneth Jinendra Sena and officials of the Valimada BOC branch and several others were present at this occasion.
And now let's move on to some more local news items in brief. Medical equipment required for laboratory tests at the Maharagama Apeksha Hospital were donated today by the Cancer Health Forum of Minturuvilla, Colombo. The value of the equipment is around 3 million rupees. And meanwhile, our correspondent says that people and local foreign tourists arriving in the Alla tourism area face immense difficulties due to a dilapidated condition of the road close to Alla tourist city. This 3-kilometer road runs from Alla town to the village of Kilan State, Lower Division. Large number of villagers in this area daily travel to Bandaravilla, Alla and Badula town for their daily activities. This road is also used by a large number of school children daily. Residents in the area also say that the road has not yet been repaired over 30 years. Drivers are reluctant to drive along. Therefore, the people have to walk along the road for about 3 kilometers daily. That's it on local stories. Stay tuned for international news after this break.